Good evening. Welcome to the North Richland Hills Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. It is 7:58 p.m. and I call the Thursday, August 21st, 2025 Planning and Zoning meeting to order. A quorum of the Planning and Zoning Commission is present and the meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act of the Texas Government Code. For the information of those attending the meeting or viewing online or on television, the Planning and Zoning Commission includes 7 regular members and 2 alternate members appointed by City Council. The alternate members may participate in discussions about the agenda items, but they only vote on the items if a regular member is absent. Since Commissioners Stamps and Epperly are absent this evening, alternates Mike Kirby and Jacob Whitaker will be voting members of the commission. At this time, I invite you to stand and join us as Jacob leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the United States and Texas flags. Next item on the agenda is A2. This is the public comments portion of our agenda. This is an opportunity for citizens to address the Planning and Zoning Commission on concerning matters which are on this agenda but not scheduled as a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak on an agenda item that is not listed as a public hearing? Since there's nobody that would like to speak, the public comments portion of the agenda is now closed. Next item is approval of the minutes from the August 7th, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Do I have a motion for those minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes of the August 7th, 2025 meeting.
Second.
Motion from Aaron and a second by Kyle. Would you give us a vote screen, please? Well, all of those in favor of passing the minutes, please raise your right hand. And the minutes pass unanimously. That's cool. The next items on the agenda are items C1 and C2, and since they are similar requests from the same applicant on 2 different properties, they will be presented together, but the commission will vote on each one separately. I am opening the public hearings for cases ZC 25-0141 and ZC 25-0142. Clayton Husband is going to introduce those items.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. These are 2 items related to the same project on 2 different properties. These are both the Walmart properties on Northeast Loop 820 and North Tarrant Parkway. These are related to revising the special use permit for and the plan development standards for the wing drone heliport landing fields on both of these properties. So we'll go over both of these sites very briefly for the locations. There is one presentation from the applicant to kind of cover that, and we'll follow up with details when they're complete. But just for reference, this is the 6401 Northeast Loop 820 Walmart. They're on the north side of the loop, corner of Boulder and the frontage road there near the TexRail station. This is where the existing drone site is, just looking off of Boulder Drive, located on that portion of the property. This is a current view of that site, so you can see the improvements that are located there with the landing pads, the storage structures, the fencing, et cetera, at that location. And this is an area designated urban village on the land use plan, currently zone C2 commercial, a little bit of I2 medium industrial, but this is just a proposal to revise the special use permit that exists for this particular operation. And then the North Tarrant Parkway location, 9101 North Tarrant Parkway. This is there between Davis Boulevard, Precinct Line Road on the north side of the street. They're similar location on the site for this drone nest area. This is looking from Precinct Line Road driveway into that fenced area. And again, very similar in design and appearance as the other operation at the Southern Walmart. This is an area, a retail commercial area, currently zoned to planned development. This is slightly different than the previous case because this has got a slightly different set of standards, but the end result and the proposal is exactly the same. They're just handled slightly differently, just on the details of how the ordinances are structured for this. So with that, we'll turn it over to the applicant for them to make the presentation, and we'll follow up with just the details about the site when they're complete.
Thank you, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Good evening, sir. If you would please give us your name and address for the record.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ryan Trimble, 8912 Lock Haven Drive, Dallas, Texas. Here on behalf of Walmart tonight, thank you so much for having us. We're really excited to continue to offer this exclusive service to your residents. We are grateful for the partnership of our partners. We have the great Caroline Cook here from Kimley Horn to answer questions. The tall and dashing Josh Bucci from Wing, our drone vendor partner. I know there may be a couple questions from the work session, but we're hearing really good feedback from our customers. You know, it's taking cars off the road. It's allowing people to get those kind of last-minute items. Josh can go into more detail on that, but thank you for your partnership. This is a slight change that will allow our co-branded teams to continue to work more efficiently and provide this service to y'all. So, Josh, I don't know if you wanted to add anything.
Yeah. Josh Bucci, 2999 Olympus Boulevard, Irving, Texas. Happy to go through the slide deck quickly just so we don't have to go through all these slides. But we're talking about adding an autoloader, 2 autoloaders to each of these sites. The autoloaders, I think we technically have a video, but it might not. I don't know if this will actually show the autoloader. I'm sure it will at some point, but this is a decent image of an autoloader. The ones that we're proposing have fences around them, so slightly different. This application doesn't have a fence, but the application we are proposing does have fences. But this kind of illustrates the simplicity of the autoloader. It's essentially a stand in a parking lot that the package is rested on. The drone comes by. The drone does not land in that area. It stays at elevation, comes by, picks up the package gently, and continues on its mission. So it's just a different mechanism for the packages to get picked up by the drone, and it allows us to kind of start to transition to more of a seamless operation with Walmart. So just kind of improving the process, not really changing the true function of the site. So. Here's a layout of kind of what it looks like. 2 autoloaders, like I said, within a fenced-in area. Pretty small enclosure, about 20 by 25 feet. And here's a good image of that autoloader. Again, very simple, no power needed for these autoloaders. It's just a mechanism that holds the package and allows the drone to pick it up. So any questions? I don't know if Clayton Husband needs to come back up or if you guys have any questions for me now.
I can't remember the hours of delivery. Like, is it they don't fly in the dark or bad weather or anything like that? Like,
yeah. So right now we're not approved to fly at night by the FAA. So we're flying during daylight hours. So during the winter, I think that's like 9 to 6. During the summer hours, we do push it back. I think it's like 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. or something like that during sunlight hours.
having workers go to the back corner of the Walmart to load a package, they're not going to be doing that in the dark. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead, Jay.
So the drones from the front of the site go to the back and pick pick up the package and go, or?
Yeah, exactly. So the autoloaders, we try to locate them as close to the online pickup door as possible. So that's how these two sites are located. The whole idea is kind of being within the regular business for the Walmart associates. So they're going to cars to hand packages off to cars. They'll also be going to the autoloaders to drop packages at the autoloaders. And then the drones are kind of coming through and grabbing those packages after they've been loaded.
Would you ever see adding more to the site?
There's always the possibility in the future, but right now, the number of drones matches with the capacity of the autoloaders. So we'd likely be adding more drones and more autoloaders at the same time if we ever came to that place, I would say.
I'm just curious to know any kind of historical data from your pilot program here in North Richland Hills, like interesting facts, like most often, or,
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
good
listed
question. I don't have any explicit data, and Walmart keeps their data on specific sales pretty close to their chest. But the types of orders we've seen, it's convenience type items. It's limes, it's candy, it's Monsters energy drinks. We've talked about different trends over the summer versus not in the summer because kids are home and maybe moms are ordering different things to pacify their children at home. But this kind of part of the Metroplex has been really great for Wing. Not going to mention specific delivery volume, but it's been really successful and we've had good reception from the community. So that's been great.
any down drones?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
All right, thank you very much. Clayton, do you have a staff report, or?
Yeah, yes, just very briefly. So just to provide some context for where the proposed autoloaders are located, on the Northeast Loop 820 drone site, currently where this this is an older photograph, but where the yellow area is where the drone nest is. They're right there at the driveway for Boulder Drive into that area. So where they're proposing to construct the autoloader area is sort of in the back portion of the building. For context, this little area here is the auto service area. There are some service doors here that provide access to the back portion of the building. It's been a while since I've been in this part of the store to know exactly what's there, but that does provide access out of that area to where these autoloaders would be located in the back corner of the building. So that would be where those two would be constructed on the Loop 820 site. And then looking at the North Tarrant Parkway site, that location is very close to where the customer pickup area is on the east side of the store. And where this area is a little bit closer. It's actually at the very end of the pickup areas. So this area, just kind of on the north side of these parking spaces here, these parking stalls, is where that small 20 by 20-ish autoloader pickup area would be located. So what these applications do, since these are going through this process essentially because the drone service area that was approved by the original special use permit and zoning approvals pretty much covered the areas that were where the nest areas were. So this is getting outside of the scope of that approval. So making this amendment to these standards would allow for those autoloaders to be located outside of that area in a slightly different portion of the property. So the service sort of expanded a little bit on the property. So that we're going through the process to try to address that difference between what was approved versus what's proposed to make sure both of those things would be considered under the same set of standards for that permit. To your question, Jay, about the number of autoloaders that are there, the way the standards are written, it just provides that the autoloaders be constructed in the place that's identified on the plan. Doesn't require or limit a specific number of those. So as long as it's within that general area, there'll be some flexibility for modifying that in the future. With that, both of these applications will be considered by City Council up September the 8th. If there's any questions about the project or the standards, we're happy to answer those right now.
Any questions for staff? All right, thank you, Clayton.
Yes, sir.
Public hearing is open for cases ZC 25-0141 and ZC 25-0142. Anybody that would like to speak on those items may come forward. State your name and address for the record. Since there's nobody that would like to speak, the public hearings are now closed. At this time, I'll call for a motion on item C1 regarding ZC 25-0141.
I move that we approve item C1, ZC 25-0141.
A second.
A motion from Amy and a second from Aaron. Is there any discussion? Since there's no discussion, all those in favor, please raise your right hand. Are we on the votes again? Okay, we'll go ahead and use our vote screens. And the motion passes 6-0, which is interesting because I was about to click it, but I didn't, so I didn't really. You didn't? But I was going to vote for it. So. Yeah. At this time, I'll call for a motion on item C2 regarding ZC 25-0142.
I move that we approve item C2, ZC 25-0142.
Second.
A motion from Amy and a second from Aaron. Any discussion on this one? Since there's no discussion, please give us the vote screen. The motion to recommend approval passes 7-0. Congratulations. That will go to City Council on September 8th. And that concludes tonight's agenda. There being no other business, we are adjourned at 8:15. Thank you very much.